Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Fortcast episode number 9. And I think everyone can unmute themselves in the Discord so we can actually
Hi.
get this. Hello there, Mr. Don.
What's up?
But welcome everyone to today's stream. It is Fortcast episode number 9 with Anarchy Gaming. And as you can see on our screens, we've got people with their orange and black. Right next to me on the top side of my screen, that is Donovan and Luca, the repping there of their sponsors. And then at the bottom, even more good looking, I would say, Bradley, Matthias at the bottom. I don't know why I put Luca and Donovan at the top. They usually get carried by the people at the bottom, so we'll just leave it there. But yeah, again, guys, welcome to the stream. And just a quick shout out yet again to one of our sponsors for this episode, and that is Tint Formula. They're one of their sponsors, teamed up with me about a month ago, and we currently have a giveaway running over on my Twitter. So just go to my Twitter. You can find it in the stream as well. The stream chat will pop up through the stream. But here is one of the videos that you guys can bag yourself by going to their website. Together. Alright, that's out of the way. Now, getting into the nitty-gritty of everything. If you've missed some of our couple previous podcasts, you can just go to my YouTube as well. You can find them all here. We had previous 3 weeks ago, we had not Cos Clan. It's Cos. What's the other? Cosine. There we go. Cosine. Just one word. I must remember that. But again, to everyone, welcome to the stream. All 64 of you, almost 69. If we can get that, it would be great. But let's get into things. Don, Luca, Gogabee, and Mr. Sicaros. Gucci guy. Oh, firstly, thank you for Gucci Gang. First, thank you for being here. I know you guys have been playing tournaments, EPS, a practice tournament, I think, that's just finished. But we're going to start things off. Don, you've been here before. Bradley, you've been here before. And the question, again, I think you guys answered it in the previous episode. But again, explain to everyone in the stream, who are you today? Who is DonsPlays?
Who's DonsPlays? I am DonsPlays. Okay, so I'm a South African streamer, content creator. I used to play competitive other games for 7 years, and then I got rid of the competitive to focus on my channel streaming. I'm a full-time student. I study chartered accounting. I stream full-time, and I own Anarchy Gaming, the esports organization.
How difficult is it to between your studying and streaming full-time? How difficult is it to schedule that?
It is quite very difficult, especially in times when streaming is going so well, you tend to want to forget about the studying, and it definitely plays a part where streaming is doing so well and I'm busy snowballing right now into my future that I want to be at, but I have an exam coming up, so I have to put that all aside. It's really difficult to do that for me.
Yeah, I can imagine. I can imagine for majority of people. Luca, it's a different story. Just before we went live, he's like, "I've got exams, but streams are important, so who cares?" Luca, the question then to you as well. Who are you? Explain to us. Who is Luca Rakic?
Okay, so I'm a 17-year-old content creator and semi-pro player, not pro player, competitive player, not pro player yet. Okay, but so basically, I've been watching YouTube and watching content for a while. I didn't have unlimited Wi-Fi back in the day, so I couldn't binge watch YouTube. But I eventually got Wi-Fi, and then I was a big fan of KSI just won the fight, which is let's go kind of thing. But yeah, I've been big into content creation and competitive play. I've played majority of the cards. I used to be big into playing FIFA competitive. I used to play for champs, and I wanted to play tournaments, but I didn't really get into going to tournaments. And then eventually Fortnite came along, and is what it is, and I am where I am right now. So yeah.
All right, Gogabee, same question to you. Who are you?
Okay, well, I'm Bradley. A comp player and a streamer for Anarchy Gaming. I didn't really play competitive games like before Fortnite, so I was just like jamming any game that was fun, until like Fortnite came along. Went to my first competition last year, August, and yeah, basically from then started playing as many competitions as I can. Realized I'm actually quite decent at the game, and I can, do
Yeah,
stuff with it. I guess
you
if we
can.
get servers,
Yeah.
yeah.
Are you also like juggling things like I don't know if it's school or work or studies and gaming? Do you also struggle? How do you juggle those things?
Yeah, I'm in matric, right? In my
Yeah.
final
Oh.
right now.
Oh, okay. So
So I mean,
like I'm
I
taking
still.
time out of you studying. Yeah. Nah.
Yeah, you could
Or
say.
you
You
like
could say that.
Luca doesn't. He doesn't
I don't
study.
study. Studying
I
for the
don't know.
week. No, I'm kidding.
No, yeah, I stream every day still, which is
X.
chilled. But I mean,
Mm.
it's not like I
X.
don't study at all, which is
Yeah.
chilled.
Okay.
So I mean, yeah, I found that like right balance, which is cool.
All right, and
Yeah.
then Matthias, you just before we went live, I had a bit of an accent there, and I don't know you at all, so I'm like definitely need to figure out what this accent is. Explain to all of us who is AG Sicaros.
Okay, so I'm 16 and I'm Italian and I'm single,
You're single, woo! There's an Italian that is single.
There's only guys in this
Going for
chat.
the other team.
Oh no! All
Yeah,
right.
I guess I'm a pro player for Anarchy Gaming,
Yeah.
and I've been doing it. I've been playing Fortnite since season 1. Yeah, I'm looking to go into streaming.
Like when did you move to South Africa? Or born and raised here?
Okay. So basically, the whole story is so
Yeah.
I was born in Italy, right?
Yeah.
But then when I was like 6, 7 years old, I moved to South Africa, and I've been here ever since. And like, so I had a South African accent until like grade 6 when I didn't like it, so I switched.
Is it that easy just to switch? Like,
Yeah,
like
I mean,
I can get more girls if I switch my accent.
Yeah, just
So like,
Yeah, it's as easy as that.
yeah, you like go to the cherry and or to the chick and say, and you say the one, it's not working out. Let me go, try my accent, and then it works. So I don't know. It's a good twist to it, but good to know you then as well. Then let's get into the actual questions, and all about Anarchy Gaming. And this one is then for Don. Don, Anarchy Gaming started a couple years ago, if I'm not mistaken.
October 2018.
So 2018, yeah. So I want to know from you, like they've been part of the scene or not really, but then it got pulled back. Run me through the process as to why it was pulled back and to why it's now back into the scene.
The biggest factor, and it's been very public, is obviously funding.
Yeah.
Funding plays a major role in having the organization and having it like that. The team I had some of the best players in the team, but the problem is I just couldn't hold on to them because other teams could offer them better. And eventually I just couldn't keep the players that I had at the time because of funding.
Yeah.
I just couldn't keep them. And I also didn't have a backbone to stand on. Eventually I was running it as a one-man show and then I just gave up. Then I tried to reboot it as a content creation team. That kind of fell flat because I was doing exams at the time and I just didn't have the time to do it. And now it came back when I saw I really had the ability to bring it back one last time for the third time, and they say third time's lucky. So now I have the financial backing that I needed in the first place. I have the sponsors, I have the support, I have the hierarchy set in place of managers and directors and support teams and everything set in place. It's been properly registered as an actual organization. So like proper steps have been taken to actually make sure that this lasts this time.
And Anarchy, do they look outside of Fortnite? And I think it's an obvious question, but is there other esports in specific that you guys are looking at?
Repeat the question.
Is there any specific esports that you guys are looking at reaching out to?
I would like to go to COD, But the thing is, I first want to make sure that when the tournaments and stuff are set in place, that there's proper prize pools.
Yeah,
Because that's the biggest factor in South Africa right now is prize pools are just not there
yeah,
for any organization.
yeah. No, I do think so. If you're gonna go to COD, obviously last year or this year or the season, previous season, it was probably one of the quietest ones. One major that we can speak about, unlike Fortnite, where you've got pop-up tournaments 24/7 going around. But yeah, it's great to see that you guys are reaching out and looking for other esports to invest in. But then looking at the players that you guys have on Anarchy, obviously most of the people on Anarchy is preliminary streamers like Luca, um, popping up stream every single day. Gogabee a streamer as well. Do do you guys look at getting in players that say, okay, you have to be a streamer, or say does
Mm,
competitive come first?
no, okay, yeah. So 100% with the competitive players, competitive comes first. But what I wanted to do was I wanted to make sure I build everybody and give everybody a platform. So I'm along with Chubbs, like a lot of help with them. I'm trying to make sure that I give every single one of my players a platform, whether it's provide them with equipment or help them grow their social media, grow their space to make sure that they actually become somebody. Because
Mm,
if one person grows, so does the team. There's
yeah,
no point in having one famous person in the team and everybody else isn't there. So I want to have everybody in the team to have a platform, to have a say, to grow on social media, and we as a unit, Anarchy will then rise and grow bigger.
yeah. I think a preview of that is obviously Luca. You guys joined forces, and we can obviously see he dresses like you already. Um,
Eee.
he hasn't have the duplicate chair there, but it's good to see. A lot of the community around it is obviously, if you talk about Inaki gaming, they think content creation more than they think competitiveness.
Well,
Um,
if you look at Phase, for example, think
yeah.
of Phase, think of 100 Thieves. You think of content creation before you think of the pro side.
Mm,
But those are the first two teams that come to mind when you
yeah.
think of an international organization.
I'll always say one thing. Optic X, or not Optic anymore, NRG X. He always said content creation is key, and it is the most valuable thing that I think any organization can go towards. That's how you build your
100%.
fan base, your community. So going from that into competitive, or just the competitive guys pressing one button and being live to countless many people is definitely the way to go. But then you did mention ChubsC, that is obviously one of the guys in Inaki Gaming helping with funds and. But how much does a person like him help out an organization like Inaki?
Look, he's definitely a solid foundation. He's the backing that I need. I have my vision,
Yeah,
and anybody can have a vision to do anything, but if you don't have the foundation or the backing to create that vision and put it into something physical, then
yeah,
it will never happen.
yeah,
And that's what he's definitely helping me with. And he's not like it's bad to say it like this. He's not the money bag. He is
yeah.
definitely there helping every single player. He's building a relationship with every single player, making sure what they need, when they need it, if there's anything he can do to help them grow, what the team needs to grow.
Mm,
And it's not just him. I mean, a massive shout out to our other sponsor, Energy Hack. I know you would say,
yeah.
but anyway, with Energy Hack, they help us so much to build as a team. And if everything just works in synergy as it has been, it's so much easier. It's just like a lot of stress off of me that if everybody just does their part,
Yeah,
the whole team just grows. And so, yeah, Chubbs played a major role in rebooting the team. And
yeah,
I'm very appreciative of him. And he's always there. So
yeah. Just,
I
again,
you need him.
yeah.
Can
Just
I
like,
just say something
yeah. Go
quickly
for
about
it.
Chubs? I mean, like, for example, like I like not too long ago, I was on console, right? Like a lot of people may know, and I was terrible at the game. My content creation was like my streams were quite under par and stuff like that. And then like he came to my stream one day, wanted to support me as much as I can. And this wasn't even when he was in Anarchy. Like, I mean, he just wanted to do as much as he possibly could. And like now I have my PC, I have my own Wi-Fi to
Yeah.
myself. It's really helped me as a whole. And like, that wasn't even when Anarchy was even rebooted. It was just like, he wanted to help out the community. It's not necessarily like he's doing it.
Yeah.
You understand kind of what I'm saying, right?
I get what you're saying, and
Yeah.
as an example, I can obviously use this. When we were live with Cosign 3 weekends ago or 3 weeks ago, I was grinding towards affording myself a new SCUF controller, and as clearly as you can see on the screen there on the right hand side below, it doesn't say controller anymore. It says now working towards a green screen because the controller is taken care of, due to someone being as nice as ChubsC saying, listen, yeah, I can help you. Let's get this thing going. And that's the first time I even spoke to him. So just knowing that there is people out there helping and trying to support where they can, it's really great to see. But then to Gogabee, you've been quiet, so I'm going to come to you now. And since the last time you've been on, you're in a new organization, from EGSA now to Inaki Gaming. And I want to know from you, what was that process? What happened to EGSA? Because overnight they're just gone. Okay,
Yeah.
EGSA is still there, but the Fortnite team just disbanded and everyone's gone. They went their separate ways. Run me through the process to what happened.
Okay, so basically, I joined EGSA first with Alex. This is when Alex wasn't the manager of the Fortnite team. He was a player, so I joined him as his duo, and we duoed for a bit. We got more players in, and John was involved in the beginning, but not like he was there, but he wasn't really there. Like he came to one LAN, showed support like at the first LAN I think we did, which was cool and stuff. But as like the team grew, Alex felt that, and Alex wasn't like placing, he wasn't enjoying comp, so he decided to become the manager
Yeah.
of the Fortnite team. So then everything was chilled. Like he was a great manager. Like everything was good. They got us shirts. Yeah, they got us shirts. Then basically, yeah, nothing was being done. So Jean was more towards like the COD side and the Rainbow Six Siege side, and Alex was the Fortnite guys.
Yeah.
He didn't really have anything to like. He didn't have the resources to support the team for
Yes.
the Fortnite team.
Yes.
Because Jean was too busy like with the COD boys and stuff. So then basically when Alex decided to leave Anarchy, he said we should manage ourselves.
Anarchy.
Yeah.
When you
sorry,
left EGSA.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
When he left EGSA,
Yeah.
then he said we must manage ourselves. Like, and Alex was basically the only thing keeping me there. So I was captain of the team. I just basically asked everyone if they still want to be in the team, how they're feeling. So I'm pretty sure some people wanted to leave before then.
Yeah.
And then everyone just said they want to leave. So I messaged him and I just said, I think we should disband the team.
Yeah, because you and Nate was on and off with tournaments and playing together, and then you guys split. So he's on his own and you on your own now. And you picked Inaki Gaming. You approached them, they approached you. What went on from there then?
So basically I went to the Don's stream and I just asked him, I was playing squads with 8-Man, George and Jays, and 8-Man said that we should try get into Anarchy as a team.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, cool, let's go. So the one day I was just in Don's stream and I asked, does he think I'm good enough to play for him? And he said I must DM him, and then that's basically where it went from there. Then got in a Discord call with him, told me all the benefits and what Anarchy brings, and yeah, that was basically it.
Yeah, one thing that I can think of back on social media is you have like a incredible supporting family. We know the tweets that come from them and even the jerseys that's made for them. And I saw the tweet where I think it was your father that said, and they disbanded the Unlucky or whatever, somewhere in that line. But having the backing of your family like that, how much does that actually mean for you?
No, it means so much. Like, people come in my stream every day and they're like, how do you stream so much?
Yeah.
It's exams. How are your parents so supportive? Like, my parents won't let me play. You know, so just small things like they help me with my streams just by letting me stream.
Yeah.
I can stream every day now. I play Fortnite literally every single day. Like when I get home after, obviously, like the other stuff. So I mean, it's amazing because I know not a lot of parents and families do that for their children.
It
So,
obviously does help if you tell them, listen,
yeah.
here's a little payment that I got, 5K for winning the tournament.
Oh
Yeah, keep quiet for another 2 months, please. Something in that line, obviously.
Yeah.
All right, so good to know there's no bad blood. EGSA, they just went their separate ways. And then I'm coming to Matt. It's time to get your opinion on this, and I've seen so many tweets about this, asking you this question, about something about to do with bouncing up and down, jumping, something like, I don't know if you can do somersaults, front flip, back flip, side flips. I don't know what it is, but the thing is, you had a background. Is it trampoline or something that you did extremely well? I don't know too much about your background on that, if you had colors for it or whatever, but just tell me, how far did this trampoline thing go of yours?
Okay, so basically, so yeah, I started trampolining like really long ago, and I just posted like flips and stuff on Instagram, and that's how like I got into the community of garden trampolining. So it was nothing to do with gymnastics or anything like that.
So
And
it was just like a fun thing that you did outside. You thought you would like you were good at it, and put it on Instagram.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, at first like it was just like a hobby, you know. I just like went to school and trampoline when I like got home and stuff.
Yeah.
And it was really fun, and eventually I saw that like I was good at it, you know. And when we went to Europe, I used like the European trampolines, and I did like a few world's firsts. And yeah.
All right. So from like having a fun on your own thing, this thing got serious with your trampoline. Then the question to you then is, now that you're in Fortnite and you're getting into streaming and you're playing so much, was it difficult? Was it an easy decision to say, okay, let's put trampoline one side and focus on Fortnite?
So like I never so when I stopped trampolining, I did start playing Fortnite, but this was back in season 1 when I stopped trampolining, right?
Yeah.
So it was like it wasn't so Fortnite was just like a game that I played for fun, and I stopped trampolining for a completely different reason. It was because I had I don't know how to really explain it, but it's called LMS, and it's you get like lost in the air when you do your flip, so you don't know if you're on the first one or the second one or the third one, and then you know you land on your neck and it hurts, and yeah. So I stopped because of that.
And then you die, and then you can't play Fortnite.
I stopped because of that, and I started playing Fortnite, you know.
Okay. So the danger factor got you out there.
Exactly.
But Italians play soccer. Like, what you doing on a trampoline?
Yeah, no, screw soccer.
What's that South African? That's what is it? That one South African movie that said "folk soccer," and that's basically what he just said. All right. So I'm not going to ask you who you support. Then I'm just going to leave it at that. Hopefully it's not Arsenal. Hopefully it's not Arsenal. But okay. Luca, coming to you then again. Obviously we've been talking about the streaming, and you streaming like, I don't know how many hours a day. How much has the joining Anarchy like helped you succeed with firstly your numbers, obviously playing with Don as well, and then your own personal growth with your stream?
Okay, well, I'll say it like this. So going back to like
what you say.
Going back to like the console days, right?
Yeah.
Like on console, I couldn't exceed a certain amount of views. Like I'd never really go above 30 views. Like it was really rare for me to get that because the content wasn't great. And then when Chubs came along, of course, helped me get all of my stuff right, which was really amazing. But then going to the Anarchy part, like it's not just been like Anarchy. It's been also like, I know it's like soppy and stuff like that, but Don as well has really helped me a lot.
Yeah.
Like, I just feel like also like Anarchy, of course, I mean, you've got the biggest Fortnite streamer in the country, of course, it's going to increase your numbers. You know, I mean, if you look at Ravage,
Yeah.
I don't know how many subs he had before Anarchy. Now he's almost, I think he's on like 600 or
600
500,
something, yeah.
600.
Yeah.
Same thing with Gogabee. Like literally, like not taking shots at you or anything, but like before you join Anarchy, you didn't get like a lot of viewers at all. And now that you join Anarchy, like you have a consistent viewer base. You know what I mean? So like, I just feel like Anarchy with numbers can really help you a lot. So yeah.
Oh, definitely could see that. But then the other side of streaming so much is you're also a competitive player, and sometimes those two don't go together too well often. My question is to you then: how do you say, okay, like streaming is influencing me to not give it my all when I'm playing competitive, and maybe switching it off? How do you like struggle? How can I say struggle between the two, streaming and competitive, because it is difficult combining those two.
I feel like it's kind of like maybe a bit of an ignorant way to look at it, but I feel it's a bit overrated. Like people saying like you can't do competitive and you can't do content creation at the same time. I mean, I think the reason why I'm getting so many views on my stream and like a lot of viewers, like I mean, I've been getting like over 1,000 views almost every single stream. It's because I'm streaming competitive. People love seeing that competitive, especially like the younger people, like the people where their parents are also like on the fence if they're allowed to do competitive and stuff like that. So like I feel like their way of indulging in content, I mean not content create, competitive play is watching content creators that stream competitive play. So like for example, like Hachi also streams
Mm,
his competitive play. He gets viewers because of that. I don't know like his audience or whatever, but like I know a lot of my audience, like it's very varied in it's varied in
yeah,
age. That's what I mean. So like there's some old people that of course just wanna, well not old, but like there's a lot of people that like wanna watch because they like maybe competitors as well. But there's
yeah,
also the younger audience that want to be involved in the community like for competitive. So yeah,
yeah,
I feel like content creation and competitive can be done if you do it together.
yeah.
Like yeah, if you
All
put your
right,
mind to something, you can do it.
you
Yeah.
can do it.
So
Obviously, yeah.
yeah.
Then coming back to Matt quick is, you fairly new in the community, joining Inaki Gaming. Obviously you an FA, you were that underdog. No one really knew of you. My question then is to you: do you prefer being that guy on the undercard, no one really looking at, and then, or rather being in the spotlight 24/7 if you're doing something wrong? You know you're gonna be blamed for it.
Yeah, yeah. So I would definitely like clout, you know. Yeah, I definitely would be in the spotlight. And the only reason I'm new to the community is because I only found it during September. My
Yeah,
first like tournament was in September, and yeah, I kept consistently placing, and yeah, so I was never like the underdog because no one really knew.
yeah.
Well, because I never actually like competed in tourneys. So
Mm.
yeah, I mean, it's yeah, but I like being in the spotlight for sure.
So you like to be the small guy behind the scene. You don't want to be that guy like in the limelight the whole time. Because I do think, like, even Don, if you can speak on this topic, you're in the limelight 24/7. If you're gonna do something wrong, like you're gonna get backlash 24/7. Unlike
Yeah.
someone, let's say Matt does something wrong, or he does the same thing, but there's not so many eyes on him.
Yeah.
Oh, no, so no, I would definitely like my people watching me. I
Oh,
like
oh,
being
so
in the
you want
spotlight.
to?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
he wants the
he
spotlight.
wants
He
the
wants
Yeah.
to be.
spotlight.
I want
He
the
wants the
spotlight.
spotlight. Oh, well,
You want
it's
that
there. It's there
cloud.
for you to take. It is there for you to take. It's up to you to take it and be that guy. Don, I'm gonna revert that question to you because obviously different story to Matt. You're in the limelight. How difficult is it to watch your step 24/7?
It's not, as long as you don't have to watch yourself if you be yourself. That's what I try and do the most of
Yeah,
the time. I don't put on a, well, I mean, to a certain extent, I don't put on a fake persona. What you see is what you get.
yeah,
What I say is what I say. uh, at the end of the day, as long as you be yourself and you don't do anything of an obvious non-norm, I mean, as long as you don't be racist or sexist or something like that, you got nothing to worry about. And me being a person that's not like that at nature, I
yeah,
can 100% just be myself, and that is who I am, and that's what you get. If you don't like it, then you take it.
yeah,
That's so I don't ever have to watch myself. But even being in the spotlight, I feel you understand that you have to better yourself. because now you have
Yeah.
eyes on you.
On you.
So being in the spotlight, I feel I just need to improve myself, which is never a bad thing.
Yeah.
Let me say something on that. So like before I started like streaming and stuff like that, I used to rage so much when I used to play games. Like the amount of controllers I've broken. Or
Yeah.
like when before I started streaming is like ridiculous. Now I like literally don't rage at all. I don't know, it's because I've matured from like what the back in the days, but also like streaming, like I rage on stream sometimes, but it's not like I flip and break things around me. Like
Yeah.
I don't know if it's streaming that's made me like this or if it's like just me growing up kind of thing. But I used to like rage hectic. So yeah.
I can imagine
It's
that
like-
being on stream. Like the camera is on you 24/7, so at least you know, okay, calm down a bit. But on the other hand, too, if you're watching like people like Doctor Disrespect, people watch him to see his like
Yeah,
anger come out
yeah,
and like
yeah.
breaking shit.
Yeah, definitely.
So
So,
I
I
would
mean,
like
like,
to say one
Taylor.
more thing.
yeah,
Yeah, like so I had eyes like on me before when I was in the trampolining community.
Yeah.
So I was like, I guess you could say one of the biggest, right? Because I had like 15,000 followers on Instagram,
yeah.
and yeah, so I know how that feels, and it's definitely nice. So I would like the same in the Fortnite community as well.
All right, then basically just beat Gogabee the whole time and you've got it. So easy. All right, easy. Okay. Then we're getting to the stage where more and more squad tournaments are about to pop up, and everyone's getting their teams ready. And there's the in-game events that's starting and whatever about squads. My question is then to Donnie, you yet again is Anarchy looking for that in-games or in-team squad, or are they looking outside borders saying you can team with someone else?
No, 100%. Like I'm not banning anybody to play. Like if you play with whoever you want to, but I do believe we do have an in-team squad.
Mm.
It's whose is it? I think it's Sicaros' team. Yeah, so it's Sicaros, Ravage, Jellies, and Salty. I do believe. So that's a full in-game squad. Gogabee is almost a full in-game squad. They just have Ape Man,
Yeah.
as far as I know.
All right.
So, but and then Luca plays with outsiders. Dex plays with outsiders. So not by any means are they limited to play with Anarchy members only. They can play with whoever they want.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it makes it easier as an organization to tweet about stuff if you've got a full team. If your full team got first place, you know, you don't have to ask permission about this and this and that. As for say Energy Esports teaming up with Bravado, you can't name the team EN or BVD because they're a mix of both.
Yeah.
So then as well, your team, your organization isn't getting that exposure as Anarchy won the tournament.
Yeah.
But it goes both ways because at the end of the day, the player is still getting the exposure. The player is still getting the clout. And it goes back to, I'm not there to build Anarchy, the name. I'm there to build the players.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, without the players, the team is nothing. So as long as the players get the recognition, the team will then follow the recognition after that.
Indeed, so.
So there's no reason for the team to get clout if the players don't.
No, indeed, so.
The players are the team.
Exactly. And then to Gogabee, you obviously, from getting outside, leaving EGSA, joining Anarchy, how difficult was it, or how easy was it to form a good squad again?
No, it was super easy because I basically took my squad from EGSA and brought it into Anarchy.
So
I mean, it wasn't hard at all.
Oh, so it was a straight swap getting in and being situated already.
Yeah, no, I asked on before if I'm allowed to play with players outside because that's when George and Jays weren't actually in the team. But then after them placing well, obviously, then they just joined and so it wasn't that hard.
All right. And then we're coming to more of the nitty gritty of Fortnite, the game, rather than the organizations. And that is, we're still at that point where we get no mobility. And I know most of the people already got used to it. My question then is to you, is the game easier? Is it a bit more difficult now to adjust? Yes, you have adjusted, but is it easier now than before? Setting up camp, getting into final zone, and winning the game. Any of you can take that lead there.
Well,
Okay,
Okay,
Yeah.
you speak. You
Oh.
speak. Sicaros,
Okay,
you
okay.
speak.
So yeah, so I was gonna say like I love it like a lot more because it shows like the true skilled players. It's less RNG and you don't have to like contest someone. You know, you don't. It's like you don't have to contest retail going against one of the best players to get like all the loot. You know, all the mobility and stuff like that. So yeah, I definitely think it's a lot nicer with no mobility because you actually learn how to play smarter because you have to
Mm.
like rotate earlier and conserve your mats better. Yeah, like stuff like that.
But
I,
Luca, to you, does this make the bad players better?
I'd probably say it makes the bad players worse because the reason why the bad players were seen to be good is because they had six shockwaves and they could just throw themselves across the map end game where the zone was. So like I feel it really takes more skilled players now since there's no mobility. And people might argue the fact like zone might be RNG and stuff like that because it's, for example, your side, this side of the zone, zone's that side.
Yeah.
But you can really, if you didn't have mobility back in the day, it was way harder because like it was just you just take a shockwave and just throw it and then you go to the other side. Now you actually have to be skilled to know how to tunnel and like especially with it being as a squad, I don't think it's a problem because of course you have like so each player has 1,500 mats. I can't do maths, not maths.
KKSI.
1,500. Yeah, you know, you understand what I mean. So like
Right.
4 times 1,500. So you can literally like just top across or
Yeah.
do something along those
Yeah.
lines. I know
Look,
what-
Luca's getting into it hard
Yeah,
here.
Don, don't. I'm getting into it. Okay.
Yeah, Don is
I think
to be fair,
yeah,
he's the
yeah.
competitive player. Yeah, like you, but you also said you're gonna maybe get in there, so I never know.
That
But
actually be
yeah,
fun,
look,
yeah.
but as well again, like now we're coming to a situation where you have the safety of the zone. The zone's gonna be rotating on you. The guys outside of zone that's gonna be rotating in, their lives is like, what's their chances of actually even getting in and not losing a player with no mobility?
I guess the thing is like just try set up more centralized because like a lot of the bigger teams like especially in EPS today. So like I was rotating with my squad and then I saw a team set up literal center zone on height. And literally they sit there, they
Yeah.
get their picks. If Storm Surge comes, which doesn't really happen that much in South African community, of course they like don't get Storm Surge affecting them. So they'll be sitting in the center and then just move wherever zone is, go to the high ground and stuff. I mean, it's harder to get high ground, but if you get that high ground, I feel like you can. It makes your life so much easier. That's just what I feel, and like especially center zone. Like if you center zone high ground, it's like crazy.
It's it's just incredibly difficult then to overtake someone that's already set up camp there.
Exactly,
Then
yeah.
Gogabee arena points. It's a bigger topic of discussion is arena points and how difficult it is these days for us in 100 and whatever ping to get into Champions Division, and obviously Champions Division is critical to get to take part in some in-game tournaments to qualify for. How difficult is that now to get into Champions?
I think it's really difficult. Like it's way harder than when it was just 350 points.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what it is like now. Like I know that obviously it's like 20. What's it? 20 points per kill. I think.
Yeah. Is there
Yeah.
is it a skill matchmaking with arena?
Yeah, because don't they have
You
leagues?
have to be on the same
so-
points.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
shouldn't
they have
you-
leagues. So
yeah.
open league, contenders
Yeah.
league, champions. You're obviously gonna find players only in your league.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's as you get more points, it gets harder.
But
So
I'm
that's
correct
why I
by
think-
saying like there's only like 5, 6, 7 players that I know competitively in SA that has champions. And I think Trogons is
Storm.
one of them, Storm's one of them. But like it is incredibly difficult. And I know a lot of people like grind with their teams to get in there. But
Yeah.
if you don't get in there, like, are you sitting out on a major tournament?
Yeah. Well, it sucks not being able to play in the tournaments like the champs tournaments because like those are like the best practice in my
Yeah.
opinion. Like those are the most stacked games. The players are way more skilled. You have to think way more than in like a open league tournament, for example.
Yeah.
So yeah, it sucks for players that actually want to be there because like some of us want to practice, but it's like just like almost impossible to get there.
What is the easiest way to go about maybe getting into champions? Is it playing solo, playing with a team?
Solos, yeah.
Solos.
Definitely solos, yeah. Just
Um,
like playing for placement basically.
Well, like
because-
also they've. Oh, sorry to cut you short. Sorry.
Yeah,
But,
very sorry.
okay. Okay, buddy. But anyway, so they've introduced this thing now where there's hype night, of course. Like
Mm.
I also like. I saw somebody in the chat said like they don't really like hype night. I also like wouldn't prefer hype night. It's like basically a tournament like where you place in the top percentages of like the ranking, and it's open league, so anybody can play. And basically, whoever is like, if you're in that top 1%, you get I think 8,000 points shared between your teams. So
Damn.
each player will get 2,000 points for arena. So basically, like I think like Hype Night makes it like a lot of people are going to be in champions now. I'm sure a lot of people, because of yesterday, will have been in champions in the South African community, because literally if you place top 1%, which wasn't hard, but it wasn't as easy as I thought it would be, you get 2,000 points, which is like almost it's like a quarter of the way there. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Makes it
no,
more
dude, like I
rewarding
have
as well.
like honestly, I have something to say about that. I mean, dude, I think it's like really good that they did this because I mean, you get 2,000 high points. Yeah, it's a lot, but it helps those people that can't play a lot. You know?
Yeah.
Because I mean,
makes-
there's not like a lot of
Right,
people.
the people that can't grind every single day, yeah.
Exactly, and you know, especially on our ping. I mean, getting even not decreasing points in champion in
Yeah.
League 7. What is it in the?
I like where you're going with this.
Contended.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
Oh wow.
I mean, yeah. I mean, like it's so much difficult. It's,
Yeah.
it's so much difficult. It's so difficult.
Yeah. No,
It's
I.
just more rewarding, like for worse players. If that makes sense. It makes more players want to play comp, which is nice.
Mm.
Yeah.
No,
And
anything
getting
to.
the top 1% is hard. It was
Yeah.
difficult.
Yeah, it is
Yeah.
quite
Anything to grow the competitive scene is obviously a big W. You know, the majority of the competitive players is streamers as well. They get eyes on the game, and then that obviously is a plus for Epic Games. But now moving to the organizations, the TOs, the tournament organizers. And the first one I'm going to talk about is the School Cup. Now, for Inaki, how many players is actually going to the School Cup that has qualified already?
I think
Okay,
everybody's
Everybody's coming to the school cup. The
Okay.
only person that won't be there is Grizzly because he has other commitments. But
Okay.
everybody in the team is flying up, is coming through. We're gonna have the whole team at school cup, whether they qualified or not.
Okay,
Just
so
to have a team building event.
okay, so is everyone? I take it everyone's below 18. Who's above 18? That's an Inaki that's going to be there.
Gogabee, me, Chubs.
stop it, Sicaros.
Yo, I feel so old.
I think that's about
Is
it.
that it? Okay, well,
yeah.
we need to go get some brandy and coke and go. So we'll drop
Yeah,
Luke at the
some
playpen
Maddie.
somewhere. I don't know. Well,
Get up to Maddie.
Everybody has qualified.
Maddie,
It's
Maddie's
just
blue?
Sicaros.
yeah.
Who hasn't qualified yet? Sicaros.
It's just Sicaros. Wait, I don't know if Salty and Jellies. If Salty and Jellies qualified.
Probably, yeah.
I think Salty.
No,
has.
Salty is doing
Salty-
the last one. I'm pretty sure. He's
Okay,
doing
well,
Q4.
if they've qualified, I'm pretty sure Ravage qualified, I've qualified, Dex qualified, Gogabee's qualified, Jay's qualified,
George is qualified.
So
Yeah,
it's basically everybody except for and Sicaros hasn't qualified.
Yeah, I think when you I don't know when you guys get there, but if you guys are there in free, like obviously the Energy Esports guys will be there. 80K guys is literally staying a house away from where we are, so we must get together, go grab something to eat, drink. Luca will
Sounds
get you a
like
milkshake.
plan.
But we must definitely get together. It would be great
Yeah.
to have the entire scene or some of the competitive
Definitely.
scene together. But again, coming back to the School Cup, the question here is the Cape Town players obviously play on a lower ping. Do you think it's going to be more difficult for them to adjust at this event?
That's
I
such a sensitive
think-
topic.
I think like if they come a week or two before, which is not really gonna happen, they can get used to. But like even then, like 20 ping higher, 10 ping, it's like it makes a difference to your like playing. But I don't think it will affect them too much.
But I think
Because,
Jays
I
and
mean-
Sicaros,
I
Jays
mean,
and Sicaros
like-
are coming up a week early.
Yeah, but like also
Yeah,
for Sicaros has really bad internet, so he plays
Yeah.
on Joburg thing anyway.
No, I
So-
play like on worst ping in pub games. I get like 180 and constantly like 2% pack loss
Yeah.
and stuff like that, and it's like really inconsistent. So I would definitely be a better
That'll be
player.
fine. But
in
Jays
tournaments.
plays on like 120 ping.
Yeah, but that's in creative, isn't it? It's not in.
No, he says he
Arena.
just said he plays 150 to 160 in arena. I
Mm.
mean,
Yeah,
but like in
okay.
arena, I played 170 to like 160 to 180 somewhere
But
around there. I mean, it is But
yeah, to you then, Luca. Obviously, if you stream, like, your ping does take a hit. In not too much, but obviously in a bit with your upload. I don't know what line you have, but does that like influence also the way you play? Because obviously, if your stream is turned off, you have a bit more
yeah.
internet pushing towards your game.
Well, I would probably say, well, like Don, it wouldn't apply to Don because he's a 100 meg line. But I have like a 20 up and down, right? Fiber, which is, it's still good. Like I can still stream and get my consistent ping. It's just the thing is, if I have people around me like using the Wi-Fi, or if I have things open, it might affect me, get a little bit of packet loss. But it's not terrible. Like I don't have to adjust my game or anything like that because of like
Yeah.
me streaming like that. So it's quite nice, yeah.
All right. So Ace Gaming, we need to talk about it. And I'm going to bring it onto the screen here with you guys so we can have a little chat about this. So here's the announcement. We return with Squad Challenge. 18,000 Rand prize pool. Message to enter, more info to be released, wada wada wada. Now let's do the math that KSI couldn't do yesterday. And 100 players, okay? It's a squad tournament, so obviously 4 people. 250 Rand a person. 1,000 Rand per squad. Okay, so we are looking at a profit that they say of 6k to Ace Gaming for an online tournament.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know about you guys, and I don't like bashing tournament organizers because they do us a favor to host these tournaments. But when it comes to something like this, of 6k, putting 6k in your pocket, or 7k, 6k, 7k around there, putting in your pocket for an online tournament where you literally one person job, and you don't have too much to deal with, to put that in your pocket is just ridiculous.
Yeah, it really is.
But could
Yeah,
it
like-
isn't it like they taking a stance that if not 100 people join, that they can still have the 18,000 prize pool?
That's what
No.
I asked. I asked if it's subject to change, and they didn't reply. I'm pretty
No,
sure.
that's I can tell you now from experience with Ace, that's not like firm there. It's gonna change, and the
So,
amount I can tell you now that if the tournament takes, let's say they don't get a full lobby and they take 8k away from the prize pool and it's now only 10k, I can bet you now the hit that Ace Gaming is gonna take and put in their pocket isn't gonna be as much as for the players. They're gonna have.
So you think even if less people show up, they will still take a massive portion?
Yeah, they won't take 7k, but they definitely will take 5 or 6k. That's
Yeah.
also still a huge amount. But for me, the
Yeah.
question is, do we support this kind of hosting? I don't know.
Like,
If
but the
I
thing
hosted a
is,
tourney, I would keep like 400 Rand. That's it. I mean, for a
then
proper
that's kind of a
tournament.
waste of your time. But like, what I'd probably say is like, where was the question again? Sorry, I was short-term.
Like,
memory
would
Do
you-
you
loss.
support it? Do you
Yeah, would you
support it?
support
what
this?
but the thing is, like, let's say, for example, like some casual players, right, that want to start getting into comp. Imagine they see a 250 Rand entry, they enter that 250 Rand, have no comp experience, lose that's 250 Rand gone. Then let's say Ace host another tournament, another time, another 250 Rand entry. Bro, like, they will be bankrupt, I swear, because it's literally 250 Rand entry, and like, you're not even get, like, the prize pool is big, but like, only top, like, I didn't see it was top 3 that get prizes, right?
Yes, yes.
That means 22 other teams don't get anything.
Yeah.
So like, I think that drives more people away than brings people in because they have more to lose than they have to win. If
Yeah,
kinda
because you have two things to look at: the prize pool and the entry fee.
Yeah.
Personally, I think the 250 is way too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're playing a 4-man squad here. If you're an organization, that's 1k you have to cough up now for your team to
That would be
play
2K
in.
for Anarchy because it's 2 teams.
2 teams, exactly, and that's what it comes to. So now you're playing 250 for a chance in 25 teams or whatever it is. So it's crazy amount. I just want this. If any tournament organizer hears this, or hopefully Ace does, that they can hear is, firstly, the prize pool needs to give us clarification. This much if we got this many people. This much if we have this many people. And I think there's one organization, tournament organizer, that actually states to us how much it will differentiate the amount of people we have. I can't remember from who I saw it, but we just need more clarification. Like if you message Mega Gaming, they've answered you in the next 5 minutes. I bet you now. You message EPS, you get a reply in 5 minutes. If you message Ace, good luck for 5 days, maybe. So that's just more that we want from them, because we're putting in the money.
Yeah, but going back to that, if one of these event organizers, look, if they took their commission cut, say they took the 6,000 Rand or whatever it is, but they gave a reason as to why.
Yeah.
Maybe they say that they're taking that to host their websites or pay for something or pay for this. Would that change anything?
If that doesn't come back into the community, I don't think it does. Because it has to be coming back, say, listen here, we're taking a 7K cut, but we're putting 5K of that 7K back into the community as a fixed price pool.
Yeah, I think like why would we want to pay for something that they want to do? I understand like getting a website going and everything like that's fine, but like if we're paying overpriced tournament fees and then they're not even bringing it back into the community, like if they had to do something like that and then there was a raffle for like a scuff controller or a keyboard or something like that, people would want to do it because they have another incentive to join. It's not necessarily just like if you're the best you can win. So it's like if they use their profits to like I mean, if you had to buy a keyboard, a decent keyboard you can probably get for like 1,000 Rand. 1,000 Rand out of that they can just give to like, okay, I mean it is a squad tournament, so you can't get one keyboard, but you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah,
bring
I
it
get
back into the
the point. Yeah.
Now, there's a lot of positives, but like the negatives here definitely trumps the positives. But enough about Ace. Hopefully they can hear the message and other tournament organizers can learn from them. But then one guy or one organizer, a tournament organizer that gets it right is Mega Gaming. And we can see here from Neilba a tweet coming for squads the 24th of November this year. 14K prize pool, and first to fifth gets money. So 200 Rand per player, $50 less, 4K less of the prize pool is what we saw with Ace. My question then is to you, we're looking here at the prize layout. Now the prize pool layout from 1 to 5th. So that is 5 times 4. Okay, so you have a pretty penny to pay out to 20 people.
But isn't that the cut just as big? Because I mean, if you take, that's still a 6,000 Rand cut profit.
So if you're getting $200
and you have 100 people, that's 20,000 Rand on a 14,000 prize pool. That's still 6,000 Rand.
There you get 6K again.
Again.
So you're getting a lot of money. Like
debated.
But we look at the bottom here. I just want to show on the picture that you guys see. First place 6K, second place 4K, third place $1,800, fourth place 1,200, and fifth place $100. It's 800 Rand per team, as you can see there. My question is then, now that you've mentioned it, Don, is just give us a reason. Like, we just want to know to where is this money going to? We're playing an online tournament. It's a LAN. If it was a LAN, yes, I understand. There's a lot of goes then into a LAN. You need to rent the venue, wada. But this is an online tournament.
Is this a LAN tournament?
No, it's not.
No, squad online tournament. There it says in the middle.
Just quickly, Titan said in chat the profit that they get, which is 6,000 minus 1,000 for ads.
Okay.
Plus 500 for video, plus 1,000. Okay, so he's adding up all of the expenses, which equals a 3,500 Rand profit, which is like, that's still a lot of money. Like, I don't know how many organizers there are. And I don't know, like, because I know there's like people like Dog Archetino and stuff like that do they're helpers in the server. Do they get paid for that? Because if that's 3,500 profit, excluding wages for helpers and stuff like that, then that's kind of reasonable, because Mega Game is very well run. It's probably the best tournament hoster in the country. I mean, there's like 4,000 or EPS, well, either or. But they have like 4,000 people on their casual server. I don't know how many on the tournament server and EU server. So like, if it's excluding wages, then I could probably say it's a bit much. But including, I mean, no. Including wages, I'd probably say it's a bit too much. But if it's excluding wages, then it's kind of reasonable in my opinion.
Like I think it depends on like if like for example you did all the math and your prize pool was 18,000 rand and only 50 people are in the lobby, right? Then I definitely think that they should keep less profit because for example in the PG tourney that Gogabee and I played, I came second, Gogabee came first place with some of the best players playing in that tourney. He got 800 rand, I got 600 rand.
700.
You got seven. You got
Just
seven.
Yeah,
hundred.
Funny.
yeah.
I mean that's
Like,
crazy, and
yeah.
they're keeping 3,000 rand. And I'm not throwing shots at Limitless or anything like that, but I think it definitely you have to like give that you have to give the 1 to 3 at least more money because also he promised, and I understand this. He promised on Twitter that 5 to 10 get their money, like their tournament entries back, and a shirt with it. But why would you give someone a shirt? Like for example, Neymar,
Promote
he's in
himself.
Bravado. Why does he need a PG shirt?
Because they want to promote themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Which is
Doesn't
understandable.
PG close down?
No,
Or
they
something like
No,
that?
They rebranded to
it.
Lethal Gaming.
Yeah.
But they were giving away PG shirts.
No, I
yeah,
think
yeah.
that-
No, I think it's I think it's
gave
before
away
they
PG
rebranded.
shirts. Yeah,
it-
they gave
yeah.
and then they rebranded after they gave the shirts.
So did you guys get PG shirts?
No. We
Oh,
only got our. So I got my 600 rand. He got his 700.
Okay, so the people that were placed lower down got shirts.
From 5 to 10.
5 to 10.
Mm.
5 to 10 got shirts,
So,
and
like-
their tournament entries back.
Yeah.
Tournament entry. fees.
So,
I mean-
like, do you guys agree on the 1 to 5th place payouts then when it comes to
Yeah.
squads? One is,
Oh,
yeah,
for
1 to
squads.
5.
But don't you think it's a bit-
Squads.
don't you
I
think it's a bit
for
too
squads.
much 1 to 5 with squads?
If you think of it like this, for squads, if it's if 3 teams get their prizes, that's 12 people are getting prizes. 12 people out of the 100 getting prizes. If you take that 5 times 4, that's 20 people that are getting prizes.
It's a fifth
Which
of
is-
the lobby. Yeah.
That's,
Yeah.
That
that's
is a
I
bit
don't think-
much.
That's
I
yeah,
think
that's a
top
bit
three-
much.
Top 3 in my opinion.
Top 3, I think. Well,
I
can
think
100% agree.
I think top 3 should get prizes, but 4th and 5th need their tournament entry fee back because
Yeah.
I mean, like, imagine you worked so much, you paid, and then you came 4th by even like 1 point. Imagine that, like, you know, and then
Mm.
you got nothing out of it. You just lost
Yeah.
instead of.
Okay,
So,
I
mean,
can.
what are
Yeah,
you
I can
pull-
work on that one.
what are like Raving Mad? What are I think at LAN they have top 10 in solos
Yeah,
prize pool. So
Yes.
that's 10 players.
yeah.
So if you should work around the 10 player
Area, yeah, then
Yeah,
it would be
yeah.
fine because what's 12 players for top 3.
Yeah,
so
I
yeah,
think
it's fine.
yeah, that's reasonable.
Yeah. All right. Next tournament organizer that basically just announced, and thanks again for them to getting this to me as quick as possible. Elite Pro Series. They are pleased to announce December exclusive tournament squad tournament, 150 rand a person. So we went from 250 to 200, now 150. First place
Yeah.
squad bonus $1,000.
Sure.
And the prize pool out is 12k. First place, a prize pool of 12k. First place is 6k. Second K is 4k. Second place is 4k, and third place is 2k. Now,
now we're
let-
talking about a 3,000 rand
now,
profit margin.
now the profit margin is 3k. That I'm alright with. The 3k makes sense in a way because now they're looking at graphics that needs to be design and whatever. That's not too much. But when you're talking about, dude, like 6k, like then we're talking about a big money that's staying outside of a flippin' online tournament.
Isn't this tournament a little bit badly timed though?
No, and when you're looking at December, everyone's going away. The 13th
But
of
when
December.
is the exact date for this?
13th of
Third-
December.
13th of December.
So it's the weekend after
Weekend
School
after
Cup.
School Cup.
Yeah.
Oh no, because I heard that there's a tournament on the 1st of December.
I think that's raving. No. Yes.
No, Raving's the
I think it's
30th.
allowed.
30th.
30th is raving.
30th.
That's why I know Raving's the 30th, and then I heard someone's having a tournament on the 1st.
First.
Wasn't it Mega Gaming? that
Making.
was mentioned?
Making.
I don't think they would have a tournament. So
Mega
close to school.
Mega is 24th November. There we go. There's that
Somebody
one
wanted
again.
to have a tournament on the 1st.
When's
like
eighth?
Is it?
one day
Oh, is it?
after
It's
Raving.
SAFT. SAFT, isn't it?
SAFT.
Yeah, it might have been. Yeah,
I
so
love
that
Yeah.
them.
is
I
there.
love them.
So I mean, isn't that a bit bad timing? Having a
Yo.
tournament the next day after Raving Mad, which is a LAN.
Yeah, but-
And they stream a Cup or something. that night.
Like
as
they-
The
well.
Tournament Cup's also that night.
There's
yeah.
so
But-
like there's so many Fortnite tournaments going down. You're gonna have to schedule your stuff, and then if you're looking at the money that you're gonna have to give out for so many
Yeah.
tournaments, you're gonna have to perform like for the next.
That's just like talking about the money. I mean, if you add that up, so that's 250 plus 200 plus 150. So that's 600 rand per
just for
player.
this, yeah, for these
and,
three.
8
That's for
players
three.
times 6. So 8. What's 8 times 6?
That's
That's
good luck, Don.
4,800 rand.
Good luck, buddy.
Anarchy needs to fork out 4,800
800
rand
bucks.
just to let our players play for 1 month.
But
Yeah,
there's
That's
two
because
more
it's just
tournaments.
exams. Because
There's
exams
two.
are just finishing. Like no one could host any tourneys right now because like no one was gonna play them because of
Yeah,
exams.
Yeah, but now
Mm.
the problem is that they're all being hosted like
exactly,
one after the
yeah.
other after the other.
Oh well,
Yeah,
listen here. One thing is we asked for tournaments, and the other thing is now we have
There's too
them.
many.
We have them, and it's too many. Let's like we'll never say no to tournaments. I don't care. Obviously, we'll say no to tournaments on the same bloody day. But if they like
Yeah.
obviously apart from each other, then I think it's fine. Let's not complain about them. Hopefully, you guys have all your drinks that you need, and because you're gonna have to have a shit ton of them to get through all of these tournaments that's gonna come up,
Yeah.
and that's great to see. I can't wait for it. Then a big topic that also was announced this week, last week I can't remember when it was, but this is more to Luca and Don because Courage JD went to YouTube from Twitch. Now, for you guys that is on YouTube, how much do you guys think this is a big, or how big is this step for YouTube?
I think like
Look, I mean, wasn't Nikkei 30 bigger than Courage?
yeah.
On YouTube, yeah.
But the thing
think
is,
so.
I mean, it's
no, but the reason
Courage isn't such a major. Like, because Nikkei 30 was bigger at the time on YouTube, and I feel would have had more say on the platform than what Courage has right now.
No,
But
yeah.
maybe with Nikkei 30 going to Twitch, YouTube understands that wait, we can actually lose streamers.
Lose streamers.
Let's maybe reevaluate the situation.
But do you think
Yeah,
there's
but-
going to be like a chain reaction to getting more people from Twitch to YouTube?
yeah, definitely.
I don't think so.
Well,
Because look, the more big names that leave Twitch, the more opportunities there are for the current Twitch people to become a big name.
yeah, actually,
Because there's a lot of loyalists. There's a lot of people who will be loyal to Twitch,
Yeah.
as there are people that are loyal to you, like any platform with YouTube. For example, I used to watch Nikkei 30 every day, but now that he moved to Twitch, I don't watch him as much as I used to because I'm always on YouTube.
Yeah.
So for me to switch a platform to go follow, I mean, how many viewers did Shroud lose? How many viewers did
Ninja lose on
Ninja
Mixer.
lose?
Yeah.
Because now all of a
Right.
sudden you have to change your entire platform. You following 7 streamers on Twitch that you can watch conveniently. Now you need to swap to an entire new platform just to watch one streamer. It's a little bit inconvenient.
Do you think those streamers, like, obviously you're thinking about securing the bag, and basically like Courage has now secured the bag at YouTube, Ninja has got the bag at Mixer. They don't really look at numbers as much as they did before.
can I just say something regarding the Courage and
Mm.
Nick situation I don't. So I think the reason why it's a big step for Courage to come to YouTube because he, I don't know what it was. I think he was signed or whatever, like what with the Ninja with Mixer. So, for example, he got a contract with them, whatever. So now Courage is getting a contract with YouTube to be full time on YouTube,
Yeah.
meaning, and like if you watched his first stream, he was busy saying like how he's bringing improvements. Like he's literally had a list which he was saying the improvements for the streaming platform on YouTube. And like as we know, gaming, YouTube gaming on YouTube is the highest in the world. Like Twitch doesn't compete, and nor does Mixer. Like the most numbers come from YouTube. So if they can bring a streaming platform and make it better for like host, like involving hosting and like
Yeah.
rating and stuff like that, and just everything in general, I feel like YouTube will take over. It might be a bit ignorant of me to say that because I'm also on YouTube.
yeah.
Of course, I want the best for YouTube, but I do see YouTube growing, in my opinion. for
The
streaming
one thing that Courage mentioned is like YouTube. If you now that you have streamers on YouTube as big as Courage, like everything is on at one place. Like you obviously everyone watches YouTube. If they're laying in bed before you sleep, I can bet you now you're on YouTube watching some other video, or on Pornhub, but hopefully not.
Ooh,
But
Sicaros.
okay, Luca, we see that bit there.
It's Sicaros.
But
Look at Sicaros poster. What are you talking about?
oh yeah,
Look at
yeah,
the
just
poster at the back there.
just check behind there. Look at match.
Ariana Grande.
Ooh,
Oh no,
no,
there's
who's
one
that?
right here.
I don't know. Who's that one there? Behind you.
That's Selena Gomez.
And the other one?
That's Ariana.
Oh,
That's
Ah,
Ariana.
okay.
That's the beautiful baby, you know. And then you got.
All right. Okay, we'll stop there. We'll stop there with that.
Well, just one last thing
Yeah.
about the platforms.
Yeah.
To have YouTube actually grow as a streaming platform to be so consistent like Twitch is game integrations. All the game developers will have to work on game integrations for YouTube streamers
Yeah.
because like Twitch, you can connect your Twitch channel to pretty much any
Anything.
game these days.
Yeah.
And they need to develop that for YouTube. Once that comes into play, then it's going to be a very strong debate between YouTube and Twitch.
YouTube and Twitch. Yeah, I do think so. A lot of steps can be taken. I'm really keen to see where things go with YouTube. Obviously, they've got someone on the I forgot his name. That's the leading man on the YouTube gaming front. And he's I always see him in the vlogs of people. But we're then coming to what happened last night, and obviously this being an internet debate and YouTube, and obviously two people came from YouTube, and that's KSI and Logan. Now I want to know from the chat, were you team KSI, were you team Logan? And then to you guys from Inaki, what do you take about this fight? Was it actually a win for KSI? Do you think Logan was a bit taken back? I don't know. Your thoughts?
I didn't really follow it because
KSI on
anything I say, I offend somebody. Any side I take, I offend because I'm not into it. Like I'm not there to follow it. So I'm not gonna voice an opinion on something I don't actually follow.
Yeah. But also now, I'm just going to put this out for me. My opinion is, I can see the chat going, everyone KSI, and then one little fuck Logan there that I see. But the thing is for me is, I just think that people judge too quick on one. Possibly there was a massive mistake of Logan with that suicide forest shit. I just think it's a massive thing that everyone's holding against this person. And now, obviously, everyone just say KSI, fuck Logan. And I think it's a bit unfair. From my point of view, is that they're bashing on one huge mistake from one person.
But I 100% agree with you. I've debated that exact topic on my stream before.
With me.
Like saying that understanding what happened to Logan and obviously what he did was wrong and messed up. But if you actually understand how it came about, then you can't fault him for being in that situation. I'm not defending him for a second. What he did was wrong and messed up.
Exactly.
But just being a content creator, surrounding your people who are so driven and focused in their way of life and not knowing any other way, always just pushing to go bigger and bigger and bigger until one day you make that mistake. And that happened with FaZe Jarvis.
Yeah, exactly.
Every day you just want to do something better and better, and you just want to get more views and more views until one day you just do one thing that's just too much, and it's all gone.
Well,
so unless you have someone around you to tell you, hey, slow down. And if you don't have anyone around you to do that, you're gonna make a mistake. You're gonna get pushed to a limit where you can't come back from.
Well, like my side of it, like I think that with the situation, like I don't really know, I don't have anything against Logan because of what he did. Like I feel everybody deserves a second chance. Like I feel Jarvis shouldn't be banned for life. I know a lot of people say that he should be, but the reason I don't like Logan is because of his personality. He's so immature. Like I mean, when they were doing the weigh-in, this guy is busy copying what KSI does. That's literally elementary.
But that's like getting into someone's head. Like that's a strategy rather than his personality.
Okay,
I mean,
like, yeah.
Go. You go.
Okay, so unlike Luca, I don't think I'm that retarded. So like, I have common sense.
Yeah,
right? Okay,
yeah.
So what I think is that anyone above the age of 12 that actually cares about this Logan and KSI thing, like, you need help, because honestly, it's going on for 2 years now.
Yeah.
Right, and about the Wayne stuff. I mean, look what KSI did to Logan. I mean, it's probably like way worse than what Logan did to KSI. I mean,
Yeah.
it goes
Mhm.
like
About
back
what?
to back.
About
So
What did KSI
when he
do?
brought Logan's dog,
Dog.
like
Yeah.
you
That
know
was good.
the
Yeah,
fake
but
dog,
like,
or one last year when they did the weigh-ins when he copied uh Logan Paul's thing. You know when he like wore that wig.
Yeah.
You know,
maybe.
Like-
I mean, it's the exact thing.
We see only one side of, like, if I'm a KSI fan, we only see one
You
side of
only
it.
see the one
Yeah.
side story.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but like
Exactly.
I understand what I'm trying to say is I don't really care how they do their thing. Like they can do their thing to get into their opponent's head. What I'm saying is his approach to things for me is so immature. Like I feel like he's just a very immature person, which I don't like. Like they both have big egos, but literally they're very different people. Like KSI has more of the swagger and like you could say because he's like a rapper and stuff like that. And Logan's like a child entertainer, well, was a child entertainer. So
Yeah.
I feel like he has that side to cater for his younger audience. And KSI, I mean, the whole audience have grown up with KSI. I mean, KSI has been on the scene for like 7 years, 8 years now, maybe even longer. So his audience from maybe 12-year-olds have grown up
Yeah.
to be this old audience, which I understand he's maybe matured with his audience. I don't know. That's what I feel.
Yeah, KSI was definitely immature in the
This is
beginning. I
gonna
mean,
go
have you
for a long
watched
time.
Yeah,
have you
it
watched
is.
KSI's videos? I mean,
Yeah,
have you
exactly.
watched
Yeah.
KSI's videos?
That's what I'm
Like,
saying. Mature.
Everybody agreed to
Yeah, yeah.
disagree.
Yeah,
They're both-
everyone- yeah,
they're
like-
both money seeking.
Exactly. They
They both
secure
in
the
it for the
bag. That's
money,
all
that's
that
the end of
matters
the
right
story.
now.
Yeah.
Bradley, you really quite just before Team KSI, Team Logan.
Yeah, KSI all the way.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
Well-
I don't really have a problem with Logan. Just Shannon Briggs.
Ah,
Literally, that's-
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go,
Yeah.
champ.
I
Let's
agree.
go, champ.
I'm so happy I don't have to hear that again.
Yeah, indeed,
Yeah.
so
Yeah, but-
indeed, so. Okay, we're gonna move on. Everyone in the chat's already saying storm search, storm search, storm search. We'll get to them just now. It's community questions first, and the first question comes from Scoop saying, "How do you as a player / team organization help yourself getting through toxicity, as it is a big thing in the community?" So how do you guys get through the toxicity that's being thrown your way?
I think
Knock
all
it
my
out.
players know exactly how I tell them to handle the situations and stuff.
Well, I would say don't go on social media and express your toxicity, and also
I
just
just
try
ignore
block
it.
it
Think
out.
think before you tweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Think
before
if
you
the
tweet,
if the tweet comes to you saying you this,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
this, you that,
Yeah.
how do you respond to that?
Just
You
ignore it.
don't.
Ignore it.
Yeah.
You
Ah,
don't.
I would
That's a
DM
pro-
them privately and like tell them like my side of the story, and then like try to settle out differences.
Yeah, I like
Yeah, privately.
when
Yeah.
people say stuff about me on a public platform. I message them privately and ask them like, what is the reasoning behind it? What can I
Yeah.
improve? I like looking at other people's points of views on things and improving myself. So yeah.
All right, we're gonna leave it there. And I know we want to get that storm search question, so here they come. The last segment of the stream, storm search questions, and we have some juicy ones and all about Anarchy, the gaming community, the Fortnite community. So let's get them in here. And the first okay, well, before we get to the first question, our path would be Donovan, Luca, Bradley, and then Matt. We'll go through that lineup. And the first question is, if a duo tournament has to pop up right now, who would you team with outside of your regular duo?
I don't know.
Wait,
I would say
sorry.
Bean.
Bean,
My
all right?
duo would be Bean.
Outside the duo, your regular duo, or
Yeah,
Yeah,
just your
outside
team?
your regular duo.
Oh, okay.
So it can be in my team.
No, like not in Anarchy and neither
Okay.
your
Okay,
teammate.
then our duo would be.
Okay.
Yeah.
Luca?
I'd personally do it with Clubs. He's not well. He's started coming up in the community, but yeah, I'd say Clubs.
All right, Bradley?
Say right or Hachi probably.
Matt?
I would honestly say Neymar, and that's just because he has like so much experience as a
Don't
solo
explain.
player. Plus, he has aimbot. You know.
he gets like so. Okay, question number 2. If you could only have one weapon in your inventory and you last alive on a map, what would that be? What weapon would you take? to war?
Legendary Scar.
10 minutes.
Luca?
Gold pump.
Gogabee?
Yeah, spaz.
10 nades. You're
10
just
nades.
bad.
I've heard that
Yeah, I
before.
thought-
I like that's the one thing I like to read on Twitter after a tournament. I just hear people, yeah, but you only win because you throw 10 nades, man, or like shit like that. Yeah, okay. Question number 3, bit more serious. Who in the community spreads the biggest bullshit stories? Who in the community spreads the biggest bullshit
I
stories?
don't know. I don't pay attention to it. I honestly don't
So
know.
you just block them out,
Yeah, I just block it out.
Luca.
We good now. We all friends. We've spoken about but Psycho.
Okay,
Like, we
Bradley.
friends now. We friends now, but Psycho.
I actually don't know. Like, I'd probably say Psycho as well. Yeah.
Matt.
I haven't been in the community that long, so I'm not sure. But yeah, so far in my experience, I would say Psycho as well. But,
Okay,
yeah,
full house
much
there for
love
Psycho. Next question: who do you think is a free 50 pot in the
Luca.
community? Free 50 pot.
Thanks for
Luca.
that.
I
buddy.
killed him in arena. I've killed him in
Yeah,
customs. So easy for
Okay,
me.
I'll probably say 80k Trogons.
Trogons. Okay.
I've
That's
killed them quite a bit.
the first
That's
time I
only
hear his
reason-
name on a 50 pot. Gogabee.
That's the only reason why, because
I'd say 8 man.
8 man. All right. Nat.
Destroy 8 man.
So I'm not toxic, so I would say Luke. No, I'm just kidding. Not kidding.
Not King.
buddy.
Oh,
He said
yeah.
not King. Your left nip. Okay, never mind. Next one. Next one. If there was to be only one of you alive in a tournament in your current squad, who would you want that one guy to be?
Me.
Me.
Yeah, it's like-
Outside of you, okay.
Oh,
In your
okay.
team.
Okay, so if look,
Oh.
I don't. Oh, okay, I don't have squad. I don't squad up. But if I had to choose someone from Anarchy as a clutch up
Yes.
person, I would choose Ravage.
All right, Luca. Someone from your squad,
My squad, I'd probably say Gloves.
Bradley,
I'd say George.
Matt.
George, yeah, George also a good pick.
Honestly, like I don't know my squad mates that well, so I'll just say Ravage.
Wow.
Nice.
Okay.
Ravage can clutch. Ravage can definitely
Yeah,
clutch up.
yeah. All right, and the question number 6. We have 4 more to go after this. Name your biggest rivals. Who is Inaki's biggest rivals at this stage? It's basically just one big question, and who's Inaki's biggest rivals?
80k in energy, I guess.
Not
I'd say
BVD.
80k. I'd say 80k.
Bravado.
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 I'd
BVD.
say
So
80K.
BVD 80k. Okay, the top 4. He basically got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Question number 7. Name one person that you would not like to run into in a tournament. Name that one person you try and avoid in a tournament.
Kareem. He's so W key and he knows what he's doing. Oh wait,
Mhm.
sorry, I can't explain.
Yeah. That was a good short explanation. I love it. If it's that quick, it's great.
I wouldn't like to run into Sicaros because I can't build in Fortnite and he can. So, yeah.
Luca,
Can Gogabee go first?
go
I
away.
would say Bean probably. He just always gets the better of me somehow. I don't know, but yeah.
Luca.
Got a lot in my mind, but I'll probably say Neymar to be honest.
All right.
Yeah.
2 PVD names come popping up there. Question number 8, and this is audience versus audience. Whose audience would win, Don's or Luca's? Before Don and Luca say their point, Bradley, between these two's community
said.
or audiences, who would win?
Don 100,000%.
There we
Matt,
go.
are you saying
I'd
the
say
same
Don
thing?
as well.
I would say Gogabee.
Let's
Uh,
go.
All right. Luca, and
That's either way.
would you even say Don?
Yeah, I'd definitely
Like,
say Don.
Everyone,
Don has
everyone in the
helped me.
chat, you just
Yeah,
said
I mean,
Don,
honestly,
Don,
it
Don,
makes
Don.
sense. Like Don is way. He's like
Clouds.
how many times? 4 times my channel. Of course, his audience was bigger than mine. You know.
Yeah, right says Clouds. So you guys are basically losing already.
Where's
Then
Clouds been?
I've no idea where Clouds been. I've never seen like he's really
He's been gone for like a month.
man's partying, man. He's partying or studying.
He's got a
Hopefully
girlfriend
studying.
now.
Hopefully
No,
studying.
definitely
So
not. No.
let's leave it at that. Question number 10. Name one player in the world of Fortnite that you'd love to meet. You can either be a content creator in Fortnite or a competitive player in Fortnite.
Tim the Tap Man.
What?
Tatman.
Tim the Tap Man.
Tim the Fat Man. Yes, Luca?
He's my favorite streamer of all
Ah.
time. So 100% Tim the Tap Man.
I'd probably say Benji Fish.
Bradley,
I would say Mongrel probably. Yeah.
Matt,
I would say Booga. Yeah.
Burger.
Because you are
Just,
Booger.
just
are
because
gonna
he's
say
full of
Booger.
cash now.
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
I just need 3
The,
more.
the last question is the one that everyone always talks about, and this one is rating the following players from best to worst.
Okay.
And the names go, if you can write them down to make them easier for yourself. And that is Bean, Titan, Drax, Dropsy, and Nate. Out of those 5 names, rate them from best to worst. I'll repeat the names again. Bean, Titan, Drax, Dropsy,
Discord.
and Nate.
Type it in Discord.
I typed it.
Oh, Bean Titan.
Chat, you guys can get involved here as
So-
well.
I would have to say, not being a comp player, like going off of like just hearing what I see over social media, I would have to say Bean, Dropsy, Nate, Drax, Titan. Like just seeing
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
that's what I see on social media.
Okay, I'm gonna go from bottom to top. I'll probably say
From cuckers to
Dropsy.
best.
yeah.
I
Kakas.
went
Okay.
from best to worst.
Yeah, best to
I'm going
worst.
from
Okay, he's
worst
gonna
to
go
best.
from cuck to best.
I
Okay.
think I'd say probably Dropsy, Titan, Nate, Drax, Bean.
All right. Gogabee?
Okay, wait. Yeah, you can
I
go.
would say Bean. I'm not sure. I don't really know a lot of a lot about Drax. So I'd say Bean, Titan, Drax, Nate, Dropsy.
All right, Matt.
Okay, so yeah, obviously I haven't been in the community for that long, so I don't know like a lot of these players. But I would definitely say at my number 1 would be Bean, then it would be Drax, then it would be Titan as a support player, Nate, no, Dropsy and then Nate.
Oof. Oh,
Damn. Ow. Ow. That's an interesting one that you put in front there, but he did say he doesn't know them too well. But that is the Storm Search questions. I hope you guys don't get too much DMs from people. You've kept it safe enough, I think. But to everyone, yet again, just before we go and sign off again to our sponsors, Tint Formula, for sponsoring this stream and myself. And here's yet again one of their videos. All right, gents, thank you very much to Anarchy Gaming,
Thank you for
Donovan,
having us.
Luca, Bradley, Matthias. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your precious night on grinding Fortnite. We've been live for just about an hour and 40 minutes, so appreciate you guys a lot. And
Jeez, like-
to the guys in stream, thank you very much in the chat. I see you guys are there. Appreciate you guys stopping by yet again. We did reach, I think, 94, 96 views around there. So thank you very much for everyone joining in. And yet again, to the guys that subbed and followed, you guys are greatly appreciated. And for those for the donations, they don't pop up. So if you did, thank you very much for that. And again, I appreciate you guys so much. To Inaki, yet again, thank you very much, guys.
Thank you so much for
Thank you
having
very
us.
much.
All right, cheers, guys, and keep your eyes on Twitter yet again for the following announcement, episode number 10 to follow in 2 weeks' time. Keep your eyes on Twitter and on social media for